Hi, and welcome back to my little corner on the internet. Today we're doing an easy, quick, little simple video, and I'm going to be discussing my October favorites. It'll just be a good old roundup of everything I've been enjoying this last month. Sorry, my necklace, I feel like, is probably going to make a lot of noise, so I'm just gonna hold the microphone today. It is also the end of the day and the weather has been very bipolar, so if the lighting kind of shifts and changes, I apologize. We're just going to get right to it. I have my usual categories: books, music, film, TV, and then just miscellaneous items. So we're just gonna start off with the most exciting one, which is always books, for me at least. I read a pretty decent amount this past month, and I'm pretty content with all of my selections. I have discussed majority of these in a recent vlog that I did, pretty in depth, so I will just kind of skim through everything and give you very brief opinions on them. First was Bonjour Tristesse by Françoise Sagan. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly or wrong, I'm just trying my best, guys. It is translated from French. I gave it like 5 stars. Really great summer read. Immoral, it is intense, it is tragic, it's very French. I really liked it. Next was, of course, Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. Again, it is disgusting and so uncomfortable to read, but the prose is beautiful, pure poetry. It is a classic for a reason, and I thought it was quite well done. I did find it a bit difficult to get through because it is so uneasy to digest, but nonetheless, great book. Another one that I also discussed was Film for Her by Oran Carlotto. It's a sort of collection of poetry and some prose and photography, just about the sort of mundane in-between parts of life, which I thought were actually pretty well done. It was decently well curated. Some of it was a bit, Rupi Kaur-esque, Tumblr-esque, and it was a bit redundant at times, but most of all, I enjoyed this, and I thought it was a good point in my life for me to read. And then the other 3 things that I finished was, first, Daydream and Drunkenness of a Young Lady by Clarice Lispector. Ok, tinha monte de gente no último vídeo perguntando: gente, você fala português? Diva, você fala português muito bem, nossa! Eu sou brasileira. Gente, eu juro, porque acho que tem bastante pessoa nova aqui, então ninguém, conseguiu processar que eu sou brasileira mesmo. Sim, eu cresci em São Paulo e tal, e eu falo português, mas eu tô morando na Austrália agora por um tempo já, por isso que eu não tenho muito sotaque quando eu falo inglês. Mas sim, eu falo português. Kimara, e eu amo a Clarice Lispector. Anyways, I will be putting subtitles for that. But yes, I really loved this book. This is a very tiny, one of the little mini modern classics from Penguin, and I just picked this up on a whim at the bookstore because I was just browsing, but I was like, I'm not gonna buy anything. But this was $2, so I was like, I have to get it. And I absolutely loved this. I gave it 5 stars. I read this in one night just before bed. It was so interesting just reading about these different lives of these women and how they perceive themselves. A lot of Clarice's work is just about that, self-perception and existence, and it's very stream of consciousness. It's very sort of abstract in her writing style, and I just absolutely loved this. It was just intoxicating. Next, as many know, this is like one of my favorite books, but I reread The Secret History. Reread as in I had bought the audiobook because I absolutely love Donna Tartt's voice. You guys don't even understand. So I was listening to that quite a lot for a while, just in the background when I didn't know what to do. I was just bored. Like before bed, I will set up my laptop and I would just play her voice and I would just stare at the ceiling and listen to it. And yeah, I finished that this month. There's just, every time I read it again, I cry. And I want to read it again. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, I love that book. Every time that I experience it, it's just pure euphoria, And then lastly, I finished reading Thérèse Raquin by Émile Zola. I finished this on Halloween night. I had a party to go to see some friends and stuff, but I wasn't going to permit myself to leave the house until I finished this book. So I was here at home until like 9 o'clock finishing this, which no regrets. This was a great book. It was very intense and crazy and absurd. It has tons of, adultery and drama and hatred and love and erotica in a way. It was an insane whirlwind of emotions that you had to read through, and the more you progress through this, the more absurd it really got, especially seeing how the relationship between Therese and Laurent developed after doing what they did, and just seeing them spiral into like pure insanity. It was great, and it really sort of tested and explored the waters of the limits of human action and what we are willing to do to get things that we want. But I thought it was a really great book. I absolutely loved it, and I think a lot of it, the reason why I liked it so much is because it felt very I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much was because it felt very Dostoevsky-esque, very much. It reminded me a bit of Crime and Punishment in a way. So if you enjoyed that, I actually highly recommend that book. It was really good. Those were my October books. Pretty good month for reading. Next, we are going to discuss some music. If you know me, I absolutely love music. I write my own music sometimes, and I do hope to share some of my own stuff eventually. I know some people were interested in that, but here are some of my favorite and current listenings that I've been listening to a lot this past month. First one being The Runarounds. They only have one album out, which is from the soundtrack of the series that I watched, which is how I discovered them, but I absolutely love them. I am completely obsessed. If you enjoy sort of indie rock vibes, this is a great band. 15 Root Years is such a great song. Shoelaces is such a great song. Absolutely love them. The worst part about them is that they only have this singular album out so far, and it's tragic. And that the fact that they haven't announced a world tour yet. So the show is also really fun. It's also really good. I really love that show. Next is I've also been listening to Who's the Clown by Audrey Hobart a lot. That album has pure crack in it. If, growing up, I was always sort of like weird kid, and this album is for the weird girls, though, like those sort of rejects, the ones that were kind of on the sidelines. They're kind of a bit weird and silly, and it's just brain vomit, but it's like she took things out of my own diary and put them in a song. I thought it was a great album. I thought it was really great, and I'm obsessed. Wet Hair is a great song. Sex in the City, great song. I've been loving that album. And then lastly, I have developed a very strong affinity for 54 Ultra. Amazing artist. I can't stop listening to them. Specifically, I have this playlist called Heaven Knows I Love the Sun. I've been listening to that playlist. I made tons. I will link my Spotify in a description because I'm actually quite proud of my Spotify playlist and my Spotify profile. So if you have similar music tastes, my taste kind of spans quite a lot of genres, but I have quite a lot of playlists out there. So if you're interested in having a look at that, I'll have it linked. But those are sort of my main music listenings. And now we are going to go into the miscellaneous category where I'll just discuss some random items and things I've been loving in general. And first, I'm going to start off with this lovely little item here. This is a tiny, I think B5 size Moleskine journal. It's my little pocketbook journal because I have that main journal that I keep at home, and I didn't want to keep lugging that around because it's so big and thick. So I thought I'll get myself a pocket one that I keep in my bag for when I'm out and I feel like jotting things down. If I have any random thoughts, meditations, anything really, I have this to write things down on, and I really love it. It's very handy, and it's a gorgeous vibrant red. So this is specifically a little item that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Next is I recently got gifted this gorgeous bag from Kaya and More. They're based in Germany, and they were so lovely to want to send me one of their bags, and I freaking love it. It's this really beautiful patent brown faux leather. It is huge. It may not look giant, but it is so big and it fits so many of my things. I took this recently with me on a little day out to the art gallery, and you can fit my MacBook in here. I fit my big journal, books, all my huge purse of beauty products and lip products that I always carry with me, headphones, everything. It fits so much. I even went grocery shopping last minute after I went to the art gallery with my sister because it was storming like crazy, and we put my groceries in here and it still fit everything, and I absolutely loved it. It was so nice, and it fits everything. It's very comfy, and it goes with everything, and I loved the brown tone of it. So special thank you to Kaya and More for sending me this. I think it's so nice. I want to make a specific video about what's in my bag and give a proper tour of what my bags look like, because I have a bag addiction. I think I have too many now, but that doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep going, okay? Another thing is I have, because it is now summertime for me, I have been sort of updating my closet, and I wanted to engage in some more creative projects, and I wanted to do a sewing project again, and I found this pattern online for free. And I was wearing this in my last video, and a few people asked where it was from. This is actually a dress that I sewed myself. This is a gorgeous off-white linen fabric that I found, and I made this all by myself, and I absolutely love it. I've been loving wearing like white baby doll dresses and really loved my little sewing project. And then another thing, this is very near and dear to my heart, but those little vintage earrings. I've been wearing these earrings a lot. They used to belong to my nonna, and I think they're one of the most beautiful, gorgeous things I have, and they're just perfect, and I've been wearing those a lot. But yes, that was my October favorites. A quick rundown of my life and the things I have been consuming and enjoying this last October month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If maybe this inspires you in some way, I don't know. Maybe you got some fun recommendations for some things. And I will see you guys next time in the next video, where I will probably be discussing books or life or anything or vlogging. Don't know yet. I hope you all have a beautiful, magical, wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one.